What is going on, YouTube? Hayden here, and in today's episode, we are going to be looking at XRP, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, VONG, which is the Russell 1000, and of course, the S&P 500. Specifically, in today's episode, we need to continue from where we left off in yesterday's video. For those that don't remember, I pretty much drew what I think is going to be XRP's next bullish rally. This might be your last chance to take advantage of what could be the last and final bullish rally in the markets here. Crazy, I just had a conversation this morning with someone about crypto, and I honestly thought we were at like the 120 point here, which is right around the midpoint, maybe right here, you can see. And then we've just fallen off a cliff in like the past week and a half, 2 weeks. I guess I'm too focused on my other channels. But I don't know why I thought we were floating around 115, 120. And then boom, huge dump, which we were just talking about to the downside here. I wasn't even looking at the price, which is insane. But I think we'll get back to the 110, 120 zone fairly soon. And I'll explain why in a little bit here. But you can see XRP and a lot of these cryptocurrencies are still well within their technical indicators, descending fractals, Solana's descending fractal, Ethereum's descending broadening wedge, Bitcoin's ascending broadening wedge, and then we have VONG and the S&P, which I think are still just consolidating a hair and then going to head up higher, because it is now with certainty that there is some sort of smaller kind of downtrend forming on the XRP. You can see on Solana here, like it is a very obvious downtrend that is probably going to continue to scale lower and then pop to the upside like we have drawn here. It's kind of clear as day. We'll see how long it lasts though, but that is essentially what we're going to be talking about in today's episode. So with that all being said, smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's get right into today's episode. So guys, before we go any further, as you guys remember, I did just recently show you what we talked about in yesterday's episode. And we're going to continue off this because I still think it really holds true that we're going to consolidate out and down, hit support, and then rally up. You can see on the current CMC, we're trading in fear. I really do think this is like in the short term, I'm talking about within the next month or two, this is like the final chance to take advantage of the markets, to buy in, and then expect to see a long position to the upside here. I really think we have like the final moments before we see the breakout to the upside, the one last hurrah, if we are lucky. 20 on fear and greed, 45 on RSI. Crypto is down double digits for the most part over the past week, but we're up about 3 to 5% today. You can see though, correction. Everything is free falling, and it seems like we just hit a bump. And that bump makes sense. As you guys can see on XRP here, we are in an extensive bull flag, huge flag pull up, lower high, lower lows to the downside, filling in the gap beautifully here, coming to an end. I think you can see consistently hitting supports, showing us clear price floor. And then what I think is us even hitting oversold here. I said yesterday, buy an opportunity. We close right here, probably going to start to see the ascent. So I think that's what's going to start to take place. Maybe, VONG and the rest of these start to consolidate down over the next 2 or 3 days. But then I think we should start to see liftoff, where we're going to see a little bit of consolidation and then reverse up. And I don't think it's going to be too bad. I really do think this is necessary. We're in this here. I think we hit the bottom. We're going to consolidate up. We need to come into contact with price ceiling here, and then hopefully rally out. Obviously, there's going to be a bit of turbulence because by the time we get to this point here, we're going to have the moving average and we're going to have the downtrend, and it's going to be a lot of resistance. And we could reject and fall. That's certainly a possibility. And then I think that'd probably be it. If we reject this last attempt here, we're going to be in the bear market. 100% come next year. I certainly think so. But we'll have a small window of either consolidating out like this or on a slow slope to the upside here to retest that price ceiling. And hopefully, if things go well, one last run, because it would be huge. You can see what we've done in the past with XRP. You can see XRP has this like flag pull up, consolidative down, consolidation, flag pull down, breakout. Then another rally up, consolidation, breakout. And now you can see again, we have another rally up, consolidation, and then what are we looking for? Breakout. So it's not uncommon. This is not new. Doesn't come as a surprise to us because, we've been doing this for well over a year now, this sort of pattern here. It takes a long time, but it's inevitable. So if we can breach that, I can easily see us exploding into bullish territories, all-time highs next year. But it all depends on how we react with this within this year, within possibly even December. Really this year essentially is what it comes down to. So hopefully we start our ascent come next week. We retest that resistance. It could take a bit. It could either happen mid-November, end of November, possibly even December, and then we'll have that buying opportunity. All of these trades happen on BYDFI, the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange I like to use here on the channel. Buy log, sell short, leverage trade, create stop losses, take profits, every single thing you'd want on BYDFI or on an exchange is offered on BYDFI. BYDFI is it. I've been using them for half a decade. They've been great. Nothing but the best. I'm going to have to reach out to them about a new promo to see what they're offering, if they are offering one. And I'll obviously link it or explain it later on in another episode here. But definitely make sure to check out BYDFI down in the description below. You have market orders, trailing stop losses, take profits, bots. What do they got? Trading bots. They have demo trading accounts, gives you up to $50K in demo money to practice trading your skills. Get familiar with the exchange. Then when you're ready, you can head on over to that live account. Moving forward from that, they have just everything and anything. Spot trading. I mean, this is my go-to exchange that I use all the time. So definitely make sure to check them out. And moving forward, looking at Solana. So XRP, descending fractal, bull flag. Same thing with Solana. Again, rally up, lower high, lower lows, filling in the gap. We hit support. We could extend it if we want, just a hair. It's not going to make any difference. And you can see now, probably going to rebound. I would hope we start to see a rebound like this. Hopefully break through it here and rally up. But again, moving average is going to come down. So it'll be a very interesting and difficult reaction when we do get that one last possibility here. But I think this is what's going to happen. I do think we're going to see some consolidation or like this. That'd be end of December, but it's going to happen this year. But I do think short term, we're a little undervalued and we could see a little kind of dip or swing to the upside fairly soon. Ethereum looks great as well. Again, hitting supports that are so obvious. You can see right here. Yeah, the past 2 days were massive corrections here. Wow. I mean, we broke down and we really broke down. Same thing with yesterday too, a little bit. Ethereum really just tanking to support that we've already drawn here. So at some point, I think we are going to find a support and start to regain our footing and head up. And I think we found that yesterday, and I think that's going to be it. And the rest of the week, I think we're going to slowly start to consolidate back up and see some higher movements. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I didn't even have to draw this on Bitcoin, but it's clear as day. Ascending, broadening wedge, hit bottom, oversold. This is the time to take advantage, and maybe a short-term movement back to moving average here is what I would suspect. I mean, all these cryptocurrencies are so undervalued now, it's going to move up to moving average. That's what I'm nearly 99.9% confident that they will come up to moving average. And that's not crazy. That's not anything, but the markets are undervalued, and that would be a very easy price prediction. So if you bought in now, I could easily see Bitcoin going from 103 to 114, Ethereum up to like 3,900, XRP up to $2.70, and Solana up to like 195. I think it's without a doubt going to happen. But Vong, for example, is on the fence, but I think it's going to consolidate a bit. And then boom, we're going to see that movement upwards here. This is going to be in November, late November into December. And crypto will do the exact same thing. Same thing with the stock market. Again, we've drawn it on here. We can adjust this slightly. But let's see. We're gonna see probably something like this. And then we're going to rally up. That's what I would suspect to see take place, and it's going to probably fill us up until the end of the year, and then we're going to see a correction because the markets, every single entity is overbought, overextended, overinflated, and they need to correct. They have to correct. So we're either going to see nothing next year or we're going to see some like a 20% drop, which would be crappy, but on the stock market, that's what I would suspect to see take place. And crypto could easily see a much larger one, 40 to 60% correction would be insane, and that's playing it conservative. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. I still think we look good for this week and next week. I think we're going to be fairly bullish, but that's going to be it for today's video. Smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.